Well, Ariane, you've got quite an array here, and you know, most people want to buy plants, but there's other ways we can multiply and share our plants, and that's through propagation. So.
Yes, it is. So again, I shared my favorite plant is a pothos, so that's what I brought here today, just to show how to propagate it. So one of the most important things to remember when you propagate a pothos is the nodes, right? So you want to cut right below the nodes, so that way that's where the roots will grow. So
and the nodes are where leaves come out.
Leaves, roots is really small, but you can definitely see them right here on the stem. So you want to go ahead and just cut at an angle. Use your shears, make sure they're clean. And then we have the cutting here, super cute, healthy. Now, as you put it in the vase or whatever vase you use, sometimes you may have to break a leaf off. So you want to make sure to just easily snip it off. Oop.
Snapped it instead. That's okay. Do you want to cut it with the scissor?
Yeah. Trying to use my scissors, sorry.
That's okay. This is what we all do.
Right. It happens.
Yep.
And
so
there you
put
go.
It into our vase.
Put it into the vase. Super cute. And I'll go ahead and cut another one. And like you said, it's part of the process, right? You're learning something new. You don't know where to cut, how far to go. So you just go ahead and let's try it again.
Okay.
Right? Here we go. And I'm going to just cut this top part off here.
Right.
And then let's cut off this leaf right here as well. So as you can see, the node is there right there.
Oh, there we go. And typically, how many days, weeks, whatever time frame until we have roots starting to emerge?
So about 2 to 6 weeks. So one other important thing is you always want to change out your water weekly, right? So once it starts looking cloudy, you want to change it out just to make sure it has fresh water. And then also you want to put it in direct bright light, right? So you want to make sure you can actually see it grow. So I did bring some that already had roots.
Oh, cool. So I love that you put them in a glass container.
I know, just repurposing the vase that I already had, but this is what it looks like. And this is about 6 weeks already grown. So
nice. Yeah.
Look, it's so pretty, so long, so really healthy. So that is what will happen once you cut it and just pretty much watch it grow from the vase. And it's really cool just looking at it, and you'll be able to see it grow. And then also just gifting it as a, to a friend. You could decorate your vase, right? Whatever you want to use, stickers, messages, so that way you can, gift it.
Yeah, that's cute. When it's fully rooted and you go to put it into the soil, what's that process like?
So that process is just putting in a pot that has drainage, right? Because that's very important. Once you put it in the soil, you want to make sure it might have to take time to adapt, right? From being in water to now soil. So you might have to keep the soil a little bit moist for like a week or so. And then that way it'll eventually just gravitate to the soil.
Right, so those water roots.
Yes.
Will probably die off and new roots will come along.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
But when you have the pot, what can we do? Because you've got some beautiful pots
Oh my God, you could just have fun with it. So I have another pothos here, but the pot, I just put some shells on it.
I love that.
Very beautiful, easy to do to make it fun.
Glue gun or?
Glue gun, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a good glue gun.
Right.
And then also another one here, and just adding different messages, right? Let's root for each other, right?
Yes.
So yes, I'm rooting for you to grow. So also root for me to grow as well. And then also just little shells and twine on it with the hot glue gun, and just make it fun and pretty. And then you can gift it, right? Or keep it at home as different reminders and messages for affirmations while you walk around.
Fantastic. I noticed this one here. What did you use to write on this?
So I use Sharpie markers, and then just pretty much took time to just be creative and just write little messages. So we are nature, we are earth, And just loving the earth equals loving ourselves. And just adding little different lines and dots just to make it a little bit more decorative. So
you took a plain black plastic pot and made it into something special. That is lovely.
You could write happy birthday. You could write any affirmation that you want to send to a friend. So that way it could, you know, spice up the pot a little bit.
Exactly. Now you were saying that you name your plants. So do you have names for any of these plants? Here, let me take this out of the way.
Most of these plants are not mine, so no, nothing personally, but most of the names that it really has to come to me when I think about the name for a plant, because I'm definitely spending time with this plant and it's in my home, right? So some of the names that I have already at home is Bertha, and that's a philodendron, and it's super big, super red, so that's the name I chose when I bought that plant to my home. But for these plants, they are for purchase, so you know, these are my friends to give to other friends, so they have to name them.
That's awesome. I notice here you have a basket and it's got a liner to it as well. So that's, would you dress up this pot a little bit more?
I would add some shells on here. I would add some beads as well. Just different things that I could hook on the basket just to make it a little bit more fun. Because sometimes you have stuff at home and you're just like, I want to get rid of it, right? You'd be like, all this creative stuff that I have at home, or beads and stuff that I'm not using, that I could just add on the basket.
Fantastic. Well, I think you've inspired all of us, not only to get more plants, but also to take the pots we have and make them more decorative. So thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So.